Me and Scotty are gonna come real close to almost kissing.
I look forward to that.
Do you?
Hey, listen up, everybody.
3, 2, 1, roll on.
Welcome to the Scotty Too Hottie Show. This is season 2.
Before I share with you some what I do knows, I want to talk with you about what I don't know. Now, I have 2 older brothers.
I have a prophecy, a spiritual prophecy. She said, you are going to travel the world and speak to millions of people. Fail big. You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something. Nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nothing about the strikeouts. People remember the home runs, fall forward. But I continued to fail and fail and fail. But it didn't matter because you know what? There's an old saying, you hang around the barbershop long enough, sooner or later you're going to get a haircut. Guts to fail. While it may be frightening, it will also be rewarding. Because the chances you take, the people you meet, the people you love, the faith that you have, that's what's going to define. Without goals are just dreams. And they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals.
It's about life. So sit down, relax. I'm going to keep this as entertaining as possible. So let's hear your story. Tell me that. Welcome. What did you think about my new intro?
Loved it.
All right, tonight's a big night for me. I've been anticipating this day for a very, very, very long time. I have a special guest here that I've persuaded and kept in contact with and persuaded. And finally, this gentleman is here tonight. I'm honored to have him here. And I like to say that he's my new friend. And I can't wait to get to know him a lot better. But I have to introduce my co-host tonight. Here's Astin.
Hey guys, what's up?
All right. And so an intro for Astin here, a new one for her.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, boys, it's Astin. Astin Martin, just like the car. Did you like it?
Yes, that is my intro.
So my guest tonight is a naturopathic doctor, and he is in Kelowna, and he has 2 practices here, and one in West Kelowna and one here in Kelowna. And so I had to learn about this, and I mean, it was something that I've never really explored. I mean, so all of this is a big learning experience for me, all of it. And so I mean, I really crept this guy's stuff, and you know what? I couldn't find one bad thing about the guy. That everybody loves him. There wasn't one bad review, and one thing that I noticed that he, with his naturopathic being a doctor, he gets really close to his patients so he can understand them the best that he can, right? And so I've met him, and I really admire the guy. And I thought I was going to see a different guy, but I mean, this guy he's got his mojo is at like 10. I'm like, I want to introduce my friend, Dr.Drett. The floor is all yours, doctor.
Well, I mean, thank you for having me on the show. You know,
we're a little apprehensive at first.
You know what? No, I've been looking forward to it. I was just so busy, and the timing had to be right.
Exactly.
That's a great answer.
That's a perfect answer.
Yeah. Here I am.
So, I mean, it took me months to get you onto the show. It took me months of coaching you and letting you know that everything's going to be okay. You know, and I'm not a dating expert anymore. This podcast is about life, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm really stoked. And actually, me and you got to hang out there before. You wanted to check me out as much as I wanted to check you out. And I was expecting somebody else. But you know what? I was impressed with the character. And I'm scared at the fact that I think we're a lot alike.
You know what? It is me just being me.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. A lot of people have a preconceived notion of what doctor means because they have this experience, right?
Totally.
And, when you come into my office, pretty quickly you realize you're getting not only really good medical information, but also a more holistic approach, which is like the bomb.
I noticed like your mojo is at like a 10. No, I mean like when I met you, I was like, this guy's in peace with the world, man. Is that with what you do, isn't it?
You know what? It's like it's a constant practice to be at peace. It's an everyday journey of working on self, and I've been working on it for all my whole life, really.
Totally. You come across as so grounded and just like a very calm energy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lots of energy, but very calm.
Yeah, right?
Still.
I can read the crowd and I can help bring it up or take it down too.
Yeah. It's magical.
I'm really impressed with the guy. I mean, like, I was actually a little intimidated because, I mean, you're a good looking guy, man. You're actually better looking than me. I can admit that. You're more fit. You carry the doctor in front of your name, and mine's dating expert, man. You know what I mean? I'm really impressed with the guy that I met.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Like I said, I just my life I try to live by what I say, and it's like the holistic perspective. So I'm constantly keeping check with how I feel and my thoughts and my emotions and my connections, and also like reading the crowd. And but I like to have fun.
Well, I remember the one day that we were talking and on the phone, and we were talking about judging, and I was like, and you're like, oh, I don't judge. I was like, wait 1 second. I said everybody judges, and then I thought about it, and I answered the question before you answered it. And I was like, wait a minute. No, you don't judge because you are a doctor and you're not allowed to judge, right? I mean, I caught myself real fast that day. Remember that day?
Yeah, no, I totally remember. Yeah. And you know what? It's like, learning to practice non-judgment is one of the like peaceful parts of living a good life, right?
100%.
Yeah.
And it's a practice. You have to do it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing. Is like, I mean, my first question was going to be to you is like, I mean, like you're a specimen of health. You got a good mojo going. I mean, you radiate good energy. What you teach is wholesome and is what everybody needs. But I mean, like, why is it as human beings that we do stuff that's bad for us, even though we know the difference? Let me know we shouldn't. Like, what the fuck? What's the matter with us, man?
Nothing. We're human. And the reality is that humans being humans, we've also made food into designer food. And we've made certain things that go into our bodies manipulate our systems, right? Mm-hmm. And so things are designed to make you crave them and want them.
Yep.
And so you just have to know your limits, have some indulgences, but stay balanced.
So what's Dr. Brett when nobody's around, when the kids aren't around and nobody's around, what are you going to grab to eat that you shouldn't be eating?
Guilty pleasure.
There's too many.
There's just a couple problems.
Like broccoli.
Do you bake it or roast it?
You know what? I am mostly raw.
You do raw broccoli.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
I love.
But I do cook broccoli too.
Do you sneak a Big Mac once in a while?
Never.
I bet
actually.
you that was okay. I was thinking, no.
Yeah. You know what? I read a book called McDonaldization of Society in my third year university in a sociology class, and it was comparing not just the food and the health of McDonald's, but the actual whole idea of bigger, faster, quicker, cheaper. Give it to me now and make it least expensive. And then when I learned the quality of food, it was just like I didn't want to support that more than even me understanding the health of the food, because I didn't even know too much about medicine at that point, but I was kind of figuring it out. I was like, I eat this and I feel shitty.
So shitty.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible.
So, in all honesty, what would be my secret pleasure? Does tequila count?
Yes, tequila count.
It has to be, and it has to be really good tequila. Otherwise, I don't want it.
You're speaking my language.
Ha 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 ha. I don't know what they're talking about. I've never partied in my lifetime.
That's too funny. I have a question. What inspired you to become a naturopath?
This is actually a question I get asked a lot.
I bet.
Right? People, why did you become
curious.
a naturopath? So I have many different answers, but the one that I believe to be so now is that the way I was raised by a psychologist counselor and, some parents that were super involved in making sure that we were well taken care of. And I just remember like having these conversations with my dad where he would be like so calm and cool all the time. But when I had done something I shouldn't do and I was feeling guilty, and of course, as I know and as you know, when you're not feeling good up in the mind, your body feels kind of sick too. Your belly hurts, you're tired, kind of maybe shaky.
I got the diarrhea.
Right? Could be. And so he just taught me how important the mind piece and the psychology piece is behind being well. And when I would literally just talk to him, all of a sudden, a lot of my stuff would dissolve and go away, both in my mind and in my body.
Wow. He was like transmuting it for you almost.
Totally. And that's where I realized that sometimes I don't, as a physician, have to tell people what to do or what to take or how to act. I just sometimes sit there and just have to let them tell me their story.
Oh, because, in all honesty, like, we know what we're doing bad and we know what we should do better. We don't need you to tell. We need you to help us realize it ourselves. We need you to make us realize it ourselves. But we know that we're doing bad. I want to ask you the next question. Like, how do you diagnose me? I already know the question. I already know the answer to my own question. I know what I need to do better.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I just found that the key thing is for a lot of people, they're holding on to stuff from their past, or they're living up in the future too far, and it creates a lot of mental emotional discourse, which then manifests in their body. And that's one of my
in all reality, we want to wake up in the morning and be grateful for what you have, right? When you wake up in the morning and you're grateful for what you do have, instead of looking at it what you don't have and you're grumpy. So when you wake up and you look positive on your outlook of the day, you're bound to have a good day,
right? So here's one of my practices. It's the effort that brings out the benefit, right? So when you want to be physically healthy, you need to work out, or it generally doesn't work, right? If you want to be mentally healthy, you need to work that mental ability. So you need to have mindfulness and meditative practices. So thank you for bringing up gratitude, because that's how I try my best, not perfect. Every morning, my instinct is to want to go to my phone and check my social media and make a post and write a poem or whatever I'm doing, put out my heart. But I realize, and then I want to check out the news, and then I want to see what's going on in the world.
We're the same person.
Right? So I believe that just sets you off on the wrong foot. So now what I'm doing, and I've been doing it for years now, is wake up in the morning, I have a belly breathing practice. I might light a candle, especially in the winter when it's dark. It's nice and mesmerizing.
Holy
I might stare
here in the corner in the dark.
What is that?
I might stare out at the
fuck
view
is that?
And get my physical body belly breathing, and then going straight into my gratitude list and just
mentally,
being like,
or do you write it down?
Mostly mentally, sometimes out loud, sometimes in my head, but it changes, but it's like, I wake up, I'm thankful for myself. I'm thankful to be alive. I'm like, oh my God, many people died last night in their sleep. I am still fucking here. Right? So thank you for being alive. Then I'm like, thank you for my health. Thank you for my legs. I love walking. I love riding my motorcycle. I love kicking the ball. I love playing with my kids. I love, I have a friend who's quadriplegic, it's like, fucking thank you for my legs.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, thank you for my eyes. I
guess that's some pretty good ones.
And you run through these things.
Yeah.
I even go like, thank you for my skis. Thank you for my motorcycle. Thank you for my dirt bike. Oh, hold on. My children were before all those things. I should have said that.
100%.
Yeah. So when you start your day like that, being just grateful for what is. And we are Canadian. We have fresh water. It falls from the sky. We have this lake right over here. It's like...
We're so blessed.
Yeah, right?
We don't have anybody rioting right now.
What's that?
We don't have anybody rioting right now.
Yeah, well, there is, but not to